Hello and welcome to our Harvest Moon and our Black Raven painting project. Today we're going to be using a small, medium, and large paintbrush, and our paint colors will be white, blue, red, orange, yellow, and black. I'm Miss Artsy Alley and thanks so much for joining me. So we're going to start with our background, and I'm going to start with my blue paint and my large bristled brush. Go ahead and pick up a little bit of paint here, and I'm just going to glide that on my canvas in an angled motion. When I'm running out of paint, I'm going to go ahead and pick up a little bit more. And remember, this painting can be paused at any time if you want to add more time to complete your section that we're working on. Now I want to lighten up this blue background a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and pick up some white paint and just lighten that up. I'm trying to create kind of a midnight purplish sky, and you could do your background color any color you like. If you don't have these colors, go ahead and use what you got. There are no mistakes in art, so whatever you feel that you want your background or your colors to be, you are more than welcome to do what makes you happy. And just gliding that on. Picking up some white, some blue. I like to use a little spritz to keep my paints moist. So I'm just going to go ahead and spritz that a little bit. Sometimes it gets a little dry. You just want to keep the paint moving. Not too much water though. Just enough to make it movable for you, if you need it. It's a little chilly here in New England, so I have the heat on. So it makes the paint dry up a little bit quicker. Oh, this is coming out really nice. How do you know when your background is done? Great question. When you feel that that color and movement is filling your heart with happiness, then you know it's a good time to stop. I still got a few more sections here I want to fill in. The more pressure you give your paintbrush, the more spreading that will happen with your paint. Grab a little bit more white. Just gonna skim that white through, just swoosh it. I'm going to have to come up with a book with my own terminology for painting. Swoosh and whoosh. Oh, this is coming out great. Just gliding. Okay. Oh, maybe I'll just put a little bit more touch down here. Let's see, does this make me happy? Look at it from afar. Perfect. Okay, when you finish your background, go ahead and wash off your paint bristles. And you want to dry them really well so they're ready for the next step when we use it. Okay, I want to go ahead now and dry my background. You want to make sure it's not too wet for the next step. We're going to be taking our little paintbrush and we're going to be drawing in our raven. So let's go ahead and when this is all dry, go ahead and grab a little bit of white paint in your little paintbrush. And we're going to go ahead and draw a right around, put a little dot right around here. I think that should look pretty good. And I'm just going to make a little oval circular shape right about here. This is going to be the raven's head area. And I will guide you with nice, easy shapes to complete your painting. So once you have your little oval, we're going to make a larger oval now. I'm going to start right around this section, make a line, and this section, and make a little line. And your raven can be bigger than mine or smaller than mine, however you see it in your artistic eye. It does not have to be just like mine. Just going to make a U shape and connect. Okay. Next step I'm going to do is, let's start with the harvest moon in the back. So I'm going to start it right around here on both sides and just make a circular shape all the way as big or small as you like. Just making a nice little light outline. The great thing about using acrylic paint, you can switch your shapes up as you work. I'm just going in a circular motion here until I really am enjoying the shape of my moon. There, now we got 3 shapes so far: a circle, an oval, and semicircle there. So I'm just going to go ahead and take my large paintbrush and a little bit of blue paint just to erase that area around. Blend that in with my sky. Okay, maybe I'll make my oval a little shorter over here. Just erasing. Erasing with paint. Go ahead and wash that off. And I'm going to go ahead and just shorten that oval down here. Alrighty, now let's go ahead and draw in the beak area. So I'm going to start in my circle a little bit, and I'm just going to make a basic shape. I'm going to go up and over and out. They kind of have that hooked line on the top of the bill there. And then I'm just going to make a line and connect. Perfect. And then this side, I'm going to start a little bit over, behind, and connect to the top of that beak. And now we have the basic shape of our crow. Oops, our raven. I guess it could be a crow or a raven. Okay, let's go ahead and wash off those paintbrushes. Have them ready. I'm going to go in with my medium paintbrush this time, and I'm going to go ahead and pick up some orange paint and a little bit of white and fill in my moon area. Nice circular shapes. just glide that over. Nice circular brush motion. And I'm going to fill in around the raven. You can pick up a little bit of white with your orange. Sometimes orange paint and yellow paint are a little opaque, so if you add a little white to it, it will make it a little darker for you to see. And we're going to be doing more coats of paint over our moon as well. And if you want, you can go ahead and outline your crow. And it's easier to catch up that paint to there, so you don't have to be as careful. Picking up a little bit of white whenever I feel like I want a little bit more thickness to my paint. Looking good. I'll outline this side now. And fill it in. Still trying to keep that circular motion. And if your medium paint brush isn't working for you, go ahead and use your large or use your small. Whatever you need to do to get the job done. Oh, look at that. See? All our paintbrushes are different. You want to use what works for you. You don't have to copy exactly what somebody else does. Well, that's going to be a beautiful, beautiful fall looking moon here. Well, whimsical moon and our whimsical raven. And I can't wait to do the whimsical tree part. Maybe I'll pick up a little bit of orange and white for this edge here. Make it a little darker. Perfect. I say perfect and then I keep going. Almost perfect. All right, let's go ahead and wash off those brushes. And dry your bristles so they're not too wet for the next time. Now I want to go ahead and fill in my raven here. And I'm just going to go right in with my black paint. Let me just turn my palette over. Pick up some black paint with my medium brush. And I'm just going to fill in everything that I created for the raven except for the beak. Just fill that right in with the black. Again, I'm using a circular brush stroke just to go with the flow of the feathers. I'm going to go this way under the beak towards the middle. But you could just go ahead and start filling it in because we'll get all of that movement when we put in our highlighting. In all my classes, you do highlighting and shading and perspective to really make your painting stand out. All right, I'm going to go ahead and fill in down here now. You could start seeing those basic shapes you made come together for your crow. Oh, your raven. I wonder how many times in this project I'm going to call my raven a crow. I'm just filling that all the way. And try not to use too much paint, just enough to make it spread. So that way it dries nicely. While our raven is drying, we're going to go ahead and work on our moon to make it really stand out instead of a flat orange circle. Okay, let's see. Looks good. I'm going to go ahead and wash off my medium paintbrush. I'm going to go back up to the moon a little bit. So I really want to start making this stand out better for us. I'm going to go ahead and grab some white paint, maybe a little bit of orange on there. And I'm going to start tapping. So from right around here, I'm going to put a little dot to right around here. And I'm just going to tap. And it's okay if your moon is still a little wet because you want it to blend in nice for you. Just tapping from the outer edge, coming in sporadically. And just that little bit already, you can start seeing it popping out for you. See how I bring it up and down, just tapping motion. Now I'm just going to drag it around that edge. Pick up some more white and just going to drag it down all the way over on the left side, creating more of a sphere look. I'm just dragging it out, just wisping it just a little bit. Ooh, that's looking lovely. And right around the bottom, I'm going to start tapping again. It's okay if you get a little bit on the raven because, oh, I said raven that time. Because we're going to just go ahead and make feathers afterwards, and the black paint will cover everything for you. So just have fun with it. No mistakes in art. Just want to have fun. See what you could create. You can always do more than one painting as well. And we'll let that dry up a little bit on that side. And then when the moon dries, we'll just do another little coat. Perfect. So on the right side of my raven, I'm going to go ahead and just tap a little bit more. Not all the way, just to bring it up a little bit. Coating the outside. There, it doesn't look so flat anymore. I'm going to go ahead and wash off my medium paintbrush. And I'm just going to grab my large paintbrush and tap into the white paint a little bit and really spread that out. Don't blend it as much, just pat it. See? Down here, add a little bit more. Nice glowing harvest moon. Actually, while that's drying, I think I'm going to grab a little bit more orange paint and pat that on too. Ooh, that's really looking nice. You can grab a little bit of red paint with the orange. You can make it as bright or light as you like. Might pick up a little bit of yellow and the orange. Let's see what that does. Super pretty. Smooth out my edges. So pretty. All right, I'm going to go ahead and wash off my large paintbrush and dry it as well. Next, I'm going to go ahead and take my little paintbrush and I'm going to do the beak area, and I want it to be gray. So I'm going to go ahead and take a little touch of my white paint in a good area and a little tap of my black. I just want to make a nice gray. Make sure it's lighter than your black paint. Well, that's looking good. Just keep wiggling it until you're liking the way the color looks. And now I'm going to go ahead and fill in my beak area. So cute. I'm going to take some of that gray and I'm just going to drag it into the black, into the face area. So at the top, leave a little bit and just going to drag a little bit just to make that beak a little longer. Just a few lines there. And underneath, just a few little brush strokes. Very cool. I am getting happy with my raven so far. Now I'm going to grab some white paint and I'm going to go ahead and create the eye area. So I'm just going to grab my little brush and some white, and I'm going to put a little dot right around here. Make a little circle. So cute. And pick up a little bit more gray and just go over that beak. Okay, so now what we're going to do is make our feathers. So you want to go ahead and grab some white with a little bit more of that gray and just mix it. And if it's a little dry, just go ahead and give it a little squirt. Just a little spray of water, not too much. See, I'm going to be rolling it. So I want to go ahead and create some feather motions, and we want to do that in the direction that our crow is doing. So let's start right here by the beak. I'm going to go ahead and add a couple of little feather lines here. And maybe we have some coming up from the tufts of the head here. Add a little black. A few little going into our moon. So you're just gliding. Go ahead and create those feathers sticking out, little tufts of feathers. Starting on your head and just sporadically putting a few out. That's going to give your crow some more movement. And just a few little tufts. Your raven, not your crow, your raven. A few little tufts coming out this way, and a little bit coming out this way. So I'm just showing the directions that the feather is going, picking up a little bit of gray. So cute. Going to be separating the raven's head now area. Let's go ahead and add a little bit. Just a few little lines. And now this is going to be the breast of your raven. So I'm going to go this way a little bit because it's kind of going to the side. So let's see, we got the edge of the belly this way. Let's go ahead and add the gray and a little couple of lines just to separate that black paint. You can even go ahead and add a little white here. Just want to separate it. Same on this side, the other feather. So we're going to do the other side of the belly. So I'm doing light little drags, following that oval shape, straight down to create another feather. And now I'm just going to do a little dry brushing on. So what dry brushing is, you want to take a little bit of paint on your bristles, but tap it on your cloth so that way it's not too much, and just lightly blend that paint off of your bristles. Just a little dry brushing. Pick up a little bit of white, just tap a little bit off. And going towards the left side to complete the belly area. We'll work on the belly area. Just a swooshy curve motion here. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pick up a little bit of black paint now with my small paintbrush. And I'm going to give it a little swirl. See how I swirl it right up the plate? And I want to make that definition line into the beak, from the beak area. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to go over and then down. I'm just going to go ahead over, up a little bit, and then down. I want to define that because he has such a beautiful beak. Start here, up and down. Oh, that's looking really nice now. Just smoothing out his head. Maybe making it a little A little bit more movement there. Okay. So next thing that we're going to want to do is, while we let all those areas dry, is start our tree branch. So let's go ahead and wash off our paintbrushes. And I'm going to start with my medium paintbrush, and I'm going to make that little, see that little limb underneath his feet here? So I'm just going to make that from one edge to the other edge. And your tree branch doesn't have to be exactly like mine. You can go ahead and create however you want it to look. I'm going to go ahead and just do a little swoosh. Just like that. Swoosh it in. My black paint and my medium paintbrush. I'm just going to thicken that up a little bit. And we'll finish the rest of the tree later. This I want to put there so that way we can go ahead and paint in his talons, his claws, and the rest of his wings. So we need the branch there so we can see the difference. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up some more black paint, and I'm going to work on the little wing here. Let's see, it comes from straight up. And I'm just going to go right behind that tree branch. I'm just going to go down and give it 1 and 2 and just fill it in. Just leave the little edges free. Great, he's really starting to come together now. And just pick up a little paint to finish in that belly. A little white. Just drawing in the rest of the belly there. A little bit of white. Gliding it. Okay. So the next one will be the tail, and the tail kind of goes from here, the tail feathers. Just make a few little paint strokes, filling it in at the top. You can go ahead and grab some white paint to lighten it up from your tree branch. Look at that, so easy. Creating so much movement with your raven's feathers. Oh, I said raven again. That's good. Nice. Now you see that perspective from behind the tree branch and in front of the tree branch. Now we'll go ahead and work on the other wing. Starting from right around here, I'm just going to darken it up. I'm going to bring it touching the body. And then we're going to have that wing come out a little bit. Give it a little swiggle, just like so. And fill it in a little thicker. Make that a little thicker on the wing. Okay. So now I want to go ahead and make the talons, and I want to use more of a gray so we could see the separation of the wings and the body and the tree branch. So So I'm going to use some white and some black and make a nice gray. I'm just going to put, actually I think I'm going to use my little brush for this. Little white, little gray, and I'm just going to go right over that branch. 1, 2, just a slight little curve line. Maybe it was just seeing a little bit of the toe on this part. Oh, that looks great. Now you're really adding so much perspective to your painting. Now let's go ahead and do the other toes. Maybe we have one coming out from his belly here and down. And then some shorter ones up inside the body area still. And it's okay if some of those paints blend. So cute. All right, well, I have my little brush here. I'm just going to grab some black paint, and I'm going to make the inside of the eye. I'm just going to do a black little dot because that really starts bringing it to life. So cute. Oh, I just love his whimsical little body. Okay, go ahead and wash off your paintbrushes if needed and dry your bristles. I'm going to go ahead and let's see, is my moon dry? I can use a little bit more. You can always use your blow dryer to dry your painting at any time as well, unless we're blending it. So I'm going to go ahead and start the other part of the tree. So I'm going to start right around this area. Well, let's start here. So we have that tree branch going up. Let's bring that over a little bit, like that. Up, down, swoosh. Just making a little hook. And I want to make the trunk of the tree thicker. So I'm going to go make my whimsical trunk and just connect to that branch on the top. And fill that in. Say give it a little slant. Go ahead and fill that right in. Smooth out my branch connecting. Trees always have little dings and bumps on them, so you can make your tree as whimsical as you like. Now I'm going to go ahead with this branch up here. I'm going to go up and right into the moon a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and thicken that up. I'm going to save the little branches for using the little brush because that, as the branches tend to go out, they get thinner. So that way it can make a really nice thin. I'm going to start here, make another little friend for our branch. Scoop it up. And maybe over here, making a little one coming out. Another little limb. Great. Let's go over to the other side. I'm going to want to go up into the moon a little bit, out, and fill that all in. Fill that, make that line a little thicker. Okay. It's starting to come together. My whimsical tree. Go ahead and thicken this up a little bit more. I just want my paint to glide over, giving it some nice curvatures. I can't wait to see the way your tree branches come out. You can always send me pictures. I'm going to come out this way and back into the moon, showing that it's coming in front of the moon, giving it more perspective. And let's see, maybe I'll make another little one underneath here. Let that dry up a little bit. I'm going to spread this one right off the canvas. Let's go ahead and paint that out there. Okay. Now we're going to go and give our raven some more detail. Remember, layers of acrylic paint really make it pop out. So I'm going to wash my medium paintbrush off and dry my bristles as that tree branch is drying. And I'm going to go in, I'm going to grab some yellow paint. Not too much. I'm going to tap it on my cloth. And I'm going to make some more, let's see if that's enough, some more movement on the belly area, on the chest area of our crow. Just giving it in the way that the feathers are moving. So pick up a little paint and just stroking up. Well, that's really going to start forming nicely now. And just rubbing that yellow in, creating more of a fullness for the chest area. And put a little bit up at the top. A little bit more highlight up there. There we go. See how you're showing the direction, the way that that belly is moving, you're separating it, creating movement at the same time. Maybe he has a little bit of feathers showing down here. So you can go ahead and add a little bit more yellow. So it almost wants to be like chalky looking, so you don't need too much. A little bit under here. All right. Maybe a little bit more right here, separating that outside feather there, his wing. Great. Now we can go ahead and add some white highlights. If you need a little bit more clearer white paint, you can go ahead and just add a little bit. I need a little fresh there. go ahead and grab some more white. And I don't want it to be too thick, so I'm going to go ahead and tap it on my cloth so it's just a little dry brushing. There we go. And just sporadically adding a few little details here to really separate and really highlight. Pick up a little bit, tap on my cloth, and create some dry brushing technique over on the chest where I really think it's going to stand out. A little bit more on the face. Now I want to darken up some areas as well. So I'm going to go ahead in my black paint. See up at the bridge of the nose, bridge of the beak. Just want to go over that. Do a few strokes into the beak here. A few little feathers under. Just going over that. Around the eye. Smoothing it out. And a few little tufts of feathers. Maybe a couple more over here. And more shadow. See, I'm just stroking now. I'm doing this black strokes into the way that his feathers are going. Gives it more dimension, shading at the same time, over the belly. I just love the way that acrylic paint works with different layers of paint. Creating that movement. Picking up black paint and just doing little light strokes. I'm going to go ahead and add a few little darker shading under on the side of the wings. Underneath the beak here. Give it a little couple of tufts going up. Okay. Maybe go right over this tree trunk again. Smooth out any areas that you think need to be filled in more. All right, I'm going to go ahead and rinse off my little paintbrush. Now I'm going to go, my medium paintbrush. I'm going to use the little paintbrush now and go into the black paint. I just want to really define these branches a little bit more. So when you're making a branch, you want to give it just very little pressure. So I want to make this come out and right up into my moon. Right up. Little paintbrush. Go ahead and glide that one right into your moon. This side over here, you can give it another little friend. Oh, it's starting to become a nice fall, creepy looking tree here. Oh, I should say whimsical because it's actually not, I don't think it's creepy. I think it looks really nice. Just whimsical looking. Over here, I'm going to give it another little friend. Give it a little wiggle. Let's see, make another little branch over here. Remember, just light pressure as you're coming towards the edge. Maybe I would do another little branch this way. Okay, over here on this branch, I'm going to go out and up right into the moon, releasing that pressure. This one, right into the moon. You can make as many branches as you like. Just going to go ahead and grab a little yellow paint, a little bit of white. Just going to make some movement in the tree now. So I'll start right around here. See how I'm just lightening that up, giving it a little bark motion. So you want to go in the direction that your bark is. Just a few little strokes. You don't need to do too much. I hope you're enjoying doing your raven, even though I called it a crow half the time. Remember, your painting does not have to look like mine. You want it to look just like yours. That's what makes art so unique. Just making a few little branch lines in here, have it stand out. Like in between the crow and the feathers, if you want a little bit more movement of the tree so you can see that separation, just go ahead and add a few highlights with your bark. You could even make it more whimsical too if you wanted to add something like polka dots to it. I'll do a few here and then I'll just paint them out. You can do little, make it fun. Oh, I actually like that. I think I'm going to leave my polka dots in there. And you do not have to do this. I was just feeling it at the moment. Super cute. Just picking up white paint and just sporadically put them wherever I feel like it. I did this on a tree in painting once before and I really liked it. And this tree is just perfect for this one. So cute. You could even do hearts, you can write words, you can do whatever you want. Let's see how creative you can be with yours. Let me do a little bit more right here. Okay. If you want, you can go ahead and make your eye. Add a little curve around your eye, making it just a little highlight here. Darken up your pupil. Just put in little tiny dots to form a circle. Kind of looks like my earrings. Okay. And I'm just going to darken up his pupil here. His little eyeball. You can even take a little white paint and add a nice highlight on the beak. Just a few things that I'd like to do to really make that moon stand out more now that it's dried up a little bit. I'm going to take my large paintbrush into the white paint and I'm just going to tap. Tap with the corner of my bristles here. Tap, drag on the outside edge and just tap it away. Look at that, how nice that really stands out. Down over here you can add a little bit more. So cute. And a little bit more over here. I'm just going to outline that edge of the moon with the white paint as well. At the top. Perfect. A little bit more coming this way. You can even add a little bit more splotches of the orange. See how the different layers really darken it up nicely. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and take my little brush, make sure I wash that off. A few more things. I want to go ahead and take my orangey paint here with a little bit of red and just want to outline my moon on the right side. Giving it a little bit more dimension here. A little bit more whimsical looking. And then on the left. Underneath. Just following that whole curves of the moon. It's really glowing now. And now I'm going to go into my black paint and I just want to make those cute little tufts of feathers a little bit more. Just very light. See, just start at the base of the body area and just stroke up a few little swoosh and a couple of swoosh. And let's see, maybe a couple over here, swoosh. A few more coming out this way. Define the ones under the beak a little bit more. Maybe a few more here. Maybe you feel like you want a little bit more whimsical look, go ahead and add that. I just showed you the way I created it, and you are more than welcome to add your own twist on things. I'm going to add a little bit of white to that black, and I'm just going to make a few more little highlights. Same little tufts of feathers. A little bit more here. Maybe some glowing in the back from the moon shining on them. Smooth this out with the black paint. bit of the moon on his wing there. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this project with me of our raven. Oh, I should say raven / crow. And I'm going to go ahead and sign my painting now. I think I'm going to sign it in white. And I'm just going to write artsy. And you could sign your paintings on the back or wherever you like. Thank you so much, and I will see you for the next class. Bye.